today's live broadcast, which is coming from Independence Square in the center of Kyiv, Ukraine. And this is, as always, a live broadcast, which I didn't announce which would be happening. It's a bit difficult for me to do so with to have fixed times for doing things, owing to things such as internet access, if I'm available, and other sorts of problems. But I thought you might be interested to see the city centre here, what it's like in wartime, and I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the Maidan Square in front of me. Where the Maidan Square, the place where the protests took place in the winter of 2014, which led to the government or the election results, or which falsified election results being overturned by the courts, and which then led to the invasion of Crimea and the war on the Donbass. Anyway, let's have a quick look, and I think fair to say the current war as well. So let's just turn the camera around quickly, and you can see what's going on here. And there's a bit of my gimbal in this. I'm going to move the gimbal out of the way, and there you have the Maidan Square. And this is, I think, fair to say, absolutely the centre of Kyiv, right here. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and stand up. And we've got this thing here, which says, there you go, I love Ukraine. Ya means I. Sorry, the backwards R, that's pronounced ya. Hello, Annie. It is indeed a beautiful day, but a rather windy one at that. And then we have this big monument up there, and you can see, however, that there are troops here. We've got these tank traps as well down here, so the threat is quite clear. There's soldiers everywhere. Ooh, I sit myself down. That's easier for me rather than walking around speaking in a foreign language. Hello there, Stephen. So I'll put the thing back on me again. So anyway, I'll tell you what I've done, which was the following. So yesterday was in Lviv, which is absolutely outstanding as a town to visit. I mean, I couldn't believe it with the way it looked. Now, obviously, Lviv was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and as I always say, a town is as old as the last fire and what the architects put up in the 19th century. So it's very similar to, for example, Krakow, which isn't so far from it. It's got similarities with Vienna, but what I thought particularly noticeable, though, was similarities to Milan. In the similarity with Milan really stuck out for me. Anyway, I got a night train. Now, when I got the ticket, I said, "Oh, it's the best. I want the first class sleeper," thinking that I'd get a thing all by myself. Now, it ended up costing me a bit more than I was expecting, and I thought, yeah, well, if I do a good video on this and I get 25,000 views, the advertisements will pay for it. Anyway, so we get to the station. The thing is, at night, I've noticed in a number of places it's very dark, and I've noticed this in many places. It gets dark at night, but sometimes people put lights on, and in the case of the railway station at Lviv, there was very few lights on. So it rather reminded me of Friedrichstrasse in East Berlin in 1985, or even Ostbahnhof, that was even worse, in 1985. So anyway, the train turned up. It was sort of one of these old type Soviet-looking things, but it wasn't all that old actually. It sort of, you can see the Soviet sort of design in it. It looked a bit like some of these American ones as well, sort of really high trains. The first class sleeping arrangements were that I had to share with somebody else with me. Now I started trying to film things. I've got to be very careful at what it wasn't. How I film that, and obviously a railway station might be seen as being tactical, so I was was ultra careful. So you may have noticed I do like to film trains coming in and out. If you see any of the things I've done related to street scenes, I like to get trams going past and things like that. In this case, I just didn't film the train, and I was very cautious what I filmed actually inside. It's not only because of the military value, it's also because of it being treated as a suspect or a suspect spy, and this all, in a certain way, it's to make people feel comfortable. You don't want people to feel uncomfortable with you. Sorry, I don't hear the wind. I'll put this like this so you can it might get rid of the wind a bit. So anyway, so I ended up sharing with this gentleman. Anyway, I would have got him involved in the film a bit until he told me the story of what had happened. He was from Kyiv in the east, well, the second town or city of Ukraine, and how his house had been destroyed. And I mean, he saw the aircraft coming in to attack it, and he was caught in the blast. And after he showed me the pictures of his family, nobody was hurt, but the house was destroyed. And so I felt rather sad for him. He also told me about his time in the Soviet army in Afghanistan as well. So it was quite an interesting conversation I had with him. Anyway, so there's two of us in this compartment, and so I arrived here quite early. Train was an hour late, but so what? I didn't really care too much. And also in the circumstances, there's a war on, so you expect things to sort of get delayed and all sorts of things to happen to go wrong. And as you come into Kyiv, though, you can see that even from the train, it comes in really from the southwest more than anything else. But you could see the preparations that had been made for defending bridges and other positions. So it was quite, from that point of view, you left in no uncertain terms that this is a military situation here. And also, I've got the strange thing here is that the road signs, there's no signs in the station, so you don't know where you are unless you open your telephone and have a look at Google Maps. You can see perfectly well where you are. I don't know if they thought of that one when they took the signs out. And anyway, so I get off the train, and then I thought it was quite frank, perhaps not the word, but it was quite a sudden change. You got off the train and we had to go through this tunnel, and in the tunnel it was completely dark. There's no lights on at all, and so one or two other people put their mobile phone lights on so you could see where you were going. Come out the tunnel and there's a control immediately. There's a security check, and the security checks are on men. Anyway, let me go through though. I noticed that I let another 3 lads go through who I think were from the Foreign Legion as well, without letting them stopping them. So then I walked to where I'm staying. So I got something through Booking.com, and that it took me 25 minutes to walk there. Hello there, friend. So, and from I got a bit of it. Wasn't too impressed at first by Kyiv, and I was trying to place it and thought it looked a bit like Moscow. So, I mean, I really love Moscow. Sorry, I think it's a great place, but I mean, not everywhere. And at the beginning, it didn't look terribly impressive. But here in the centre, I think this is great. I mean, I had a really long walk. Met somebody who spent the day sort of walking around, and fantastic. There's wonderful sights over the river and things. So I mean, it's a great place from that point of view to visit. It's really nice. And somebody in a hoodie making you nervous. What? It's behind me? Really? I don't know. Or behind you? And anyway, so I've got this really nice flat. What do you do there? Well, I'm making videos here. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing here. And same as I do everywhere. Hello there. So I can't see anybody's names actually because I can see it coming up, but I don't know if my eyesight's getting worse or if it's just too dark. But it is a bit. It's a bit difficult to actually see. And this obviously isn't the sort of place I normally want to do a live broadcast from. Here, I'll turn the thing around again. as you can see. So you can have a look at the tank traps and the things for holding the barbed wire emplacements in. And anyway, today I went into a market called the Bessarabian market. I really like things like that. And there's this wonderful food from all over the place, and that really appealed to me. And you can see what life's like here. Now, this morning, things look really dead. In fact, walking around, I went into a cafe at 8 o'clock, and quite a pretty view. Yeah, it certainly is. Krakow looked nice too. Yeah, Krakow's nice. But no, I'd say this is better than Krakow, actually. Well, maybe. I'll be careful, Howard. I'm not entirely saying it's nice, but anyways, it's more or less. Yeah, I'll walk around a bit, seeing as they've got to have a look at this. So you've got these big buildings, which, you know, to me, that is very, very similar to this type of style. It's very similar to Moscow. And really like the central square in Krakow. Yeah, I do as well. Anyway, I was there a few days ago. So that to me is very similar to the sort of thing you get in Moscow. Here they've got something for foreign volunteers who come to Ukraine to help out. And so people there, they collect the stories of the foreigners who've done things. I've got to be careful, of course, what I actually show too. Go to Donetsk. That's really interesting. Yeah, I should. I dare say Donetsk has got lots going on at the moment, and though I can't get there from here, and. Oh yeah. So you see, the Ukraine is written on the top of that big building, and I missed that. I missed that one out. I've sort of forgotten what I was saying. Yeah, I'll turn the thing back onto me and have another look at the Maidan there. And yeah, it was really odd this morning. There was hardly any. Hello. It was really odd this morning. There was no one around. I thought it looked a bit like, on a Sunday on a public holiday, a Sunday on a week, a public holiday, something like that. It looked like everybody was gone, but now it's full of life, as you can see. So I don't know. I asked them in the cafe. I said, "What's it normally like? How many customers do you normally have this time?" They said about 5. So okay, well, it was 5 times lower, as I was the only one in there. But I got the impression it was like, okay, everybody's left. But now when I'm sitting here now, or maybe on a normal Tuesday at this time, there's a traffic jam in front of me. I don't know. That could be the case. Despite the security controls, I went out today. Sorry, where is my camper? My camper is in Poland. How are the lads? Keep your head down, Alan. Yeah, sure. Don't worry about that. If any trouble starts, I'll be straight on the on the ground. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say now. Anyway, never mind. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Anyway, I shall try and do some more uploads. I mean, some really wonderful things that's walking around today and walking around the older parts of the town. And there's one thing I've got to say as well. I've had 5 cappuccinos since I've been in Ukraine, and 4 of them have been absolutely brilliant. One was not much good, and the one that was not much good though was in Lviv yesterday, and it was in a place that had this wonderful view overlooking the train station. But the others have been absolutely brilliant. And bear in mind, I lived in Italy. Italy is the 3rd country for me. Poland 1, Germany 2, Italy's number 3. So, and as you may have noticed, I speak Italian. So, and I think the coffee is better in Ukraine than Italy. How about that one then? So, all the best here from me. I shall be uploading more on this. I'm sorry there won't be much on Camper Live. A friend of mine, Dimitri's got a he had a campsite, I don't know if he still got it. He had got a campsite here for Euro 2012. That was the best footballing experience of my life. And there'll be the anniversary next week. And so it's Cosmopolitan. You are very smiley today. Oh, thank you. Hello. And yeah, so it's it's really quite good being here. Yeah, I'm glad to actually see it. There was there was that attack a couple of nights ago. So I was struck down too, but two got through. That sort of thing isn't terribly pleasant, I suppose. If you're on the the receiving end, you're not envious. Oh well, okay. Okay, so all the best. There will be a motorhome film at 21:15. Sorry, Central European, the usual time, I should say, Central European time, because I won't be up for it. I know I got up really early, so I get up when it gets light, and also in being in that, I did a lot of walking today, and then that. Didn't sleep really all that much on the train. It's not particularly comfortable, even at the price I paid for it. So I doubt I'll make the premiere, and I'm going to try and. I've had problems with putting stuff on my history site, with Google sort of messing me around, and wanting get security to know it's me, and despite getting the security, wants more and more things, and it gets eventually something I can't give them. So anyway, all sorts of problems with Google. And then I said I'd have to wait 7 days to clear it. Anyway, I'm doing my best. So, communist architecture is simple and depressing. Yeah, it is rather. I'm trying to think of any place. No, I'm not. Not always. You've got, for example, you've got the what Moscow's called the Seven Sisters. In Warsaw's the Palace of Culture. Well, I don't know. I don't like it myself as far as architecture goes, but I can see the potential, how potentially nice it is. Anyway, good. So this is me in the centre of Kyiv. Oh, I'll turn the thing around just a minute. I'll turn it around so you can see a bit more. So this is me in the centre of Kyiv. Signing out. There you go, there's a nice view. Hey, we'll first finish with a view of this sign which says I love Ukraine, and if I can't speak Ukrainian, but I'm getting by. Yeah, lublю Ukrainu. I think that's how it's, I don't know. And be careful. Yes, I'll be very careful, Annie. No doubt on that one. So thanks very much. Thanks very much to all of you being here today, and only mad dogs and X9 squadron take a holiday in a war zone. Oh yeah, well that's the way it is, isn't it? Thanks for being here, everybody. Bye to all, and remember, premiere this evening at the usual time. Thank you very much. Thank you.